Look at me very well. I am a Nigerian girl, like I am Igbo for that matter. You cannot like money more than I do. So hello and welcome to the channel. Please don't mind the way I'm looking. This is one of those videos, like an impromptu video I had to make. I was just supposed to rest a little, then go pick the children up from school, but I just cannot help myself. I just thought to drop this here now without all the ceremony of carrying lights and setting up and all that. Yeah, I want to talk about my friends in the diaspora, my people, my African people, my Nigerian people in the diaspora working. When we leave the country and travel out, we have so many expectations, we have so many dreams, but the reality is when we get there, things are not really the way we think about them or the way we envisage. But that is not actually bad in itself. The thing is finding ways to navigate life in the diaspora. Okay, I have to sit up. A good example would be working as an healthcare assistant. That job can shoot up your career development in no time. That is one mistake our people make. They get this job, they just think about the money, how much you're going to pay them per hour. They do the calculation and the money is running into thousands of naira per hour, and they think they've arrived and life is good. You need to think beyond how much you're getting paid for now. You need to think about how to develop yourself in this career. There's so much benefit in working as an healthcare assistant. Do not just go to work and do those very long shifts, like 10-hour shifts and 12-hour shifts, and you get paid at the end of the month. By the time you start paying your bill and you see that the money is not really that much. This video is all about opening your eyes to those benefits you can get when you work as an healthcare assistant. There are so many trainings that you can undertake. The thing is, most people just go, they work and they go back home and that's it. They work from month to month, year to year. Before you know it, they work in a particular job for years, doing the same role without any promotion or even improving their career development. You can start by telling your manager that you would like to undergo the training, that you would like to do one of the training. You can start from a level 3. You can start by doing a level 3 diploma in the healthcare and social services. You can decide to do a career specific course like in the healthcare and social services, or you can do something like team management. I'll leave some of the courses on the screen so you can check later, explore and see which one you would like to do. I believe you have so much to gain working as an healthcare assistant. Some people just see the only messy side of the job, but there's so much to this job than just doing personal care to the client. We have administrative and clerical duties that needs to be done, and they need people to do it. With your experience and skill as a healthcare assistant and with your admin qualification, you can imagine what you can do with that. Don't just go in and just work and get the money at the end of the month, and tomorrow you come back again. So you're just repeating the circle and it will take you nowhere. This is why you find some people working all their life in the diaspora and they have nothing really to show for it apart from the money they get from it. Life is also about what knowledge you've been able to acquire, the exposure that you've been able to get, the people that you've been able to meet, the connection, the networking that you've been able to establish. That is also part of life. So life is not just about working and getting the money. The good thing is these courses are readily available. You do not have to pay a dime, like you do not have to pay anything. All you need to do is to work in that care home. Even if you move job, like you can transfer the course or courses as the case may be to your next employer. You're not losing anything. Instead, you stand to gain so much. So why not give it a go? Do your research, ask questions, ask the right people. Your manager will be your first point of call. If you don't ask, you don't know. So you need to ask, but you need to ask the right people. All you need to do is to ask what training opportunities that the company have, and they will gladly provide you with the details that you want. Most times this training, they come with incentives for the employer, so they will gladly and happily give you these details for you to enroll in those courses, because they're also getting some good incentives from the government. So it's a win-win situation for your employer and for yourself. Let us not follow the crowd. Let's try and do things differently. It doesn't really make sense to me when I see people doing the same thing year in, year out, and there's really nothing to show for it in terms of career development, and all they tell me is they work 100-hour shifts and I get thousands of pounds at the end of the month. That's fine, but what next? I remember the lady I used to know. Anyway, we got talking and she was, boasting about how many hours she was doing. At the time, she was doing 50 hours a week. And then I remember that I was just working part-time. I was doing around 16 to 20 hours a week, and she was like, oh, what are you doing? What will you be doing with 20 hours? That, like, oh, you're just wasting your time. And the way she said it, like, oh, look at me, I'm working so many hours and I'm making so much money, and you're working just 20 hours, and why are you wasting your time doing such low hours? At some point I couldn't take it anymore. I said to her, come, woman, look at me very well. I am a Nigerian girl, like I am Igbo for that matter. You cannot like money more than I do. So don't worry about me. Just keep working. I know what I am doing. So this is part of the problem. This is part of what I am saying. Do not follow the crowd. When they come and they talk to you about how many hours they do, how many jobs they are working, and some of them don't even know how the tax system works there. Because you're working so many hours does not necessarily mean you're taking all the money home. Anyway, that's a talk for another day. I'm going to talk about that in one of my next videos. So they don't really know how these things work, and they work and work and work, and at the end of the month they see so much money coming off tax and they're wondering what is going on. So what I'm saying is, do not follow the crowd. Plan about literally everything. That is what I did, and it worked for me. And anybody that cares to listen, I tell them. But mind you, that does not necessarily mean because it worked for me, it's going to work for you. The thing is, I'm just tired of seeing my people in the diaspora doing the same thing and expecting different results. I'm tired of seeing my people not progressing, even when I know they've got the potentials to do more and to achieve more. It just pains me to see that happening. What happens to all the managerial jobs? What happens to all the admin jobs? One thing I've noticed so far is that we assume that these jobs are not for us. These managerial jobs, we can't get it because we are this. Or this admin job, we can't get it because we are this. It is not true. That is a very big myth that we need to debunk, which I am debunking now. Now in England especially, they are struggling, like all the sectors are struggling. The care sector is struggling with staffing and recruitment. The childcare sector is struggling with the same thing. In fact, literally every sector in England as we speak, they are struggling and they don't have enough manpower to do the job. This is the time for self-development. This is the time for career development. Why not get yourself ready? Why not position yourself so that when this opportunity comes, you are available to grab it with both hands and legs? Wouldn't you like to do something different? You need to be advancing in your career. Wouldn't you like to be a supervisor? Wouldn't you like to be a team leader? Wouldn't you even like to be a manager of the care home one day? When you continue doing the same thing all the time, you end up being a healthcare assistant for years, and you will not smell or even come close any managerial position when you continue this way. Think about it and learn to do things differently. Do not go with the crowd of people, especially Nigerians. I say that all the time while I was in the UK working. They boast about the number of hours they've done. You see them say, oh, I work 50-hour shift a week and I get paid £10 per hour. I get paid £20 per hour. Oh, you should try this. Oh, you should do this. It's not really about working hard. It's about working smart. We need to find different ways to do things because there are actually other ways to do these things to achieve our career goals. So we need to be trying them out and not follow the crowd. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. I just thought to drop this here just before I go to get the children from school. And I will see you again in my next video. Bye-bye. You know, finish them, won't fight us. If them they run, them no fear.